The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
This is the Eagles Sports Network and the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, alongside Carson-Newman head women's basketball coach Mike Mincey. Mike, wrap up the regular season against the Newberry Wolves in Senior Day. You honor four, including another class headlined by an all-time great. We'll start with Kayla Marisites. 1,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, 50-plus double-doubles. Just what has she meant to this program over the last 3 years?
Well, I'll go back. We've had some really good players that have left the program over these last couple of years in particular. I mean, I could go all the way back. You can't talk about them all. But, and they've been really good players. But when you get to Kayla, we felt like 2 years ago when we went to the Elite Eight that she was that missing piece that we needed with the caliber of scores that we had that could go and do the dirty work, which was, rebound on both ends of the floor. Obviously, she's been magnificent at that, one of the best in the country. And when you look at everything that she's achieved throughout her career, which is only 3 years at Carson-Newman, the things that she's achieved will likely never be done again. I mean, you never say never, but some of the records that she has set are going to be hard to be broken.
1,000 points, 1,000 rebounds in three seasons is it's insane.
It is.
It's insane.
It is. She's and we've had a couple, I guess. I don't know how many we've had, but for her to do it in just 3 years, and obviously she's been surrounded by 1,000-point scorers. I think she's our fourth 1,000-point scorer in the last couple of years, 2 or 3 years, So it wasn't like she came in her sophomore year and just had to shoot it all the time. She knew that we had other capable scorers, and that to make her niche, it was going to be on the defense or on the rebounding side of the ball. She did that well. Obviously, this year her numbers are way up in terms of scoring because she needs to be able to carry us because we have lost some of that firepower from scoring.
You can't talk about her without talking about her twin sister. And I remember the day that you signed them, your face lit up. Mm-hmm. Kelsey has been just as integral a cog as her sister has. Yeah,
absolutely. They're different players. Yeah, they're twin sisters, but they are different in how they play a little bit. But Kelsey has been a really good defender for us, a really great shooter. She's had some big moments here, and I think those two they've never been separated. As far as I know, they've always played on the same teams everywhere they've been, and those two combined together on the same teams, they've been able to produce some special moments and win a lot of basketball games throughout their 4-year high school career and certainly throughout their college career and 3 years here. I don't even know what the number is, but they haven't lost very many times.
Tori Griffin's your been the steady player, always been good for a big-time shot from deep throughout her career, and been really fun to watch her blossom too.
Yeah, she's been, hasn't always started, but she started many games. I look back to her sophomore year when we were having that run to go to the Elite Eight and how she stepped up. Wasn't getting a ton of minutes and then stepped up big in the tournament, both in the SAC tournament, the regional tournament. And honestly, if it hadn't been for her, we might not have gotten out of the SAC tournament with a championship that year because of how she performed. And then this year, she's been in the starting lineup. She's came off the bench, but we always know when she goes in the game that she's a very capable scorer. And I'm proud of Tori because she's a nursing student as well, and that's very difficult to do at Carson-Newman and excel off the court in the classroom in nursing and do it on the floor. But her numbers are way up from last year when you talk about her shooting percentage. And so kudos to Tori, to be able to get out of here in 4 years, as many games as she's been able to be a part of and win and get trophies and then go on and graduate with a nursing degree. I think it's a fabulous job by her.
Finally, you honor a player who's been about as banged up as anybody and who has faced probably more than her fair share of adversity in Chandler Gear. Yep. I can't even count the number of times that she's been hurt through her career, but she wraps things up. Just how proud are you of her for sticking through it and to have this moment? Yeah,
she had to make a difficult decision coming out of the Christmas break about it was going to be nursing or basketball, it seemed like, and her body was just, you kind of know as a player when it's time, and we've had other players that have had to make that difficult decision, and she made a difficult decision that my future is more important than trying to fight through some of these injuries, and I respected that decision. And now she's going on. I have not talked to her today, but I think I saw a tweet that she has landed her dream job, and I think it's probably something to do in the nursing field, I hope, in North Carolina. That was the last I heard. So if that is true, that's what it's all about. She had to give up something she loved to to move forward in her career. And if she's been able to land a nursing job that quickly, not even graduated yet, obviously that's a fabulous job by her as well. And she had some big moments as well. You know, there's certain things, I can't go through them all, but she, you know, coming off the bench, she stepped up for us in critical moments when we needed it, especially as a smaller post player. And so obviously we were always happy to have her as part of our program, and certainly to honor her tomorrow. Wrap
things up with Newberry. You have clinched a spot not only in the tournament but also a first-round home game. What's it take to finish out the regular season on a positive note to build some momentum for the South Atlantic Conference tournament?
Well, I mean, our performance at Wise the other night was good. We didn't shoot the ball as well in the second half, but to go up there and win like we did is probably one of the better performances on that floor this year out of our conference members. Obviously, back home, it's senior day. There can be emotions that are involved and all that kind of stuff. I think the good thing is that it might be senior day, but it's not their last chance to play inside Holt Fieldhouse. That'll be next Wednesday. And, you know, this time of year, it's the old adage, you know, you want to be trending in the right direction. I felt like that our game at Queens and certainly at Wise, that there were moments that showed that we are trending that way. We scored the ball well. You know, just that 1/3 quarter at Wise was the only negative in terms of how we shot it. But I think the girls are excited. That's the biggest thing. We've just tried to make sure that things are fresh and the chemistry's good and that they understand what's at stake as we move forward. And that's the goal for everybody, is to make sure you get the home game. Whether you're 1, 2, 3, or 4, it doesn't matter. As long as you can get that home game, because that gives you a little bit of advantage. And then, you know, trending right moving into the postseason play.
Mike, pleasure as always. Good luck Saturday.
Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it.
It's Carson-Newman head women's basketball coach Mike Mincey. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, and this is the Eagle Sports Network.